Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel, and in this video I'll be unboxing and giving you my first impressions of the brand new mid-range phone from Oppo, the Reno 4 Pro 5G. Now the Oppo Reno 4 Pro was also released slightly different version in the Far East a few months ago. That Reno 4 Pro had the Snapdragon 720G inside it, whereas this one has got the Snapdragon 765G. In other words, to keep it simple, that was the Indian and the Eastern version, whereas this one with the Snapdragon 765G is the international variant of the Reno 4 Pro 5G. So please keep this in mind. This is a brand new international version of the Oppo Reno 4 Pro 5G, like I said, released in the UK and across the globe everywhere with a slightly more powerful Snapdragon 765G chipset. Okay, so now let's have a quick look at the box. As you can see, it says Reno 4 Pro Oppo 5G at the bottom, and as you can tell here, it says it's got 256 gigs of storage, which is massive, along with 12 gigs of RAM. And this is the international variant. The one I spoke to you about earlier, released in the Far East a few months ago, that came around with 8 gigs and 128 or 256 gigs of memory. Whereas this international variant, and this is by the way, the Galactic blue color, I will show you that on the box in a minute. This comes with 12 gigs of RAM. So with this Snapdragon 765G along with 12 gigs of RAM, I'm expecting nearly almost a flagship performance. This phone, by the way, in the UK is retailing for $699, which is a bit pricey for a phone with a Snapdragon 65G. However, the extra RAM, the extra memory, and some other added functions on ColorOS, I'm sure will justify the price, but obviously it's a bit too early to judge right now. Once I spend a few days with the phone, I'm sure we will soon find out anyway. So looking at the box, at the back it says with easy access to Google Play apps, as you know. I don't know why they are specifically mentioning this. Maybe because what happened to Huawei, people think Oppo is a Chinese brand and they might not support Android, and that's why they've given this clear-cut black and white message that yes, Oppo phones do support Google Play. So everything else here, guys, you can pause the video and have a look for yourself. So looking at the top of the phone, like I said, this is the Galactic blue color, obviously, along with 12 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of storage. So without any further ado, let's open the box up and let's see what do we find inside. So opening the box, there we go, and then we are revealed with this brand new Oppo Reno 4 Pro 5G, and on top you can see the other core specs: ultra night wide angle video, which is very interesting. I will be seeing this and see how effective that is. They're marketing heavily for the night mode on the ultra night wide angle, which will be interesting. This is where most cameras, including flagships, struggle. 65 watt super walk 2 charging. You can charge it up to, apparently I heard, in full in just 35 minutes. I'm a bit skeptical about this fast charging. Don't get me wrong, we all like fast charging, but charging at this speed when this kind of wattage can be dangerous in the long term for the health of the battery. So I will test it though, don't get me wrong, but I normally tend to use my phones with regular chargers unless and until I'm in a rush. 65 watt in my opinion is extremely powerful. Like I said, in the long run, not good for the battery. Qualcomm Snapdragon 765G, guys. This is the upper mid-range chipset which has been used in quite a few other phones, including the OnePlus Nord and a couple of other phones in the market. But the Reno 4 Pro for the Indian version has got the 720G Snapdragon chipset, so please do keep that in mind. This is the international variant. 7.6mm ultra slim body, yes, very slim, we will find that in a minute, and it's got 90 Hz 3D curved screen. So let's unwrap this and open this from here. There we go, guys. So that's the phone itself. As you can tell, this is the Galactic blue color, and this is slightly different from the blue I just unboxed a little while ago on my channel, which is the Xperia 5 Mark II. This is slightly different blue as opposed to the blue, in fact quite a lot different blue as opposed to the one that we have on the Oppo Reno 4 Pro 5G. So that is the phone in its full glory. As you can see, the Galactic blue color, and this is a quite different kind of blue as opposed to what we had on the Sony Xperia 5 Mark II. Obviously, it's a matter of personal preference. Some people like dark colors, some people like light color. This is the lighter blue, this is the darker blue. I'll tell you what, they both look absolutely stunning. and this to me I think looks slightly bit better than the Sony for my own personal preference, but I do like this color also very much. I'll be doing some comparison videos on both of these phones and the S20 and the rest, obviously comparisons including the speakers. This whole phone also, by the way, has got front speakers, stereo speakers apparently. Yeah, so the bottom speaker, like this is the old setup, the bottom speaker along with the earpiece acting as the second speaker. So now let's keep the phone here for just a moment, in fact a bit more clear where you can see it clearly under the lights and the color. There we go. And let's see what else do we have inside the box. So I can sense here already probably manuals, so, and a case. Oh, I love that. This is a typical Chinese tradition, and I love Chinese OEMs for that. Unlike others, they don't provide you with cases, but all the Chinese OEMs, including OnePlus, Oppo, Realme, they all tend to supply us with a free case, which is fantastic because that will save me from spending extra money on getting a case. And this is by the way, my favorite category, the TPU gel flexible case. It is very easy to put on and also extremely easy to take off as well. And plus you can see the color of the phone at the same time, which is fantastic. All right, so this is the manual. Everything else along with it, obviously SIM ejector tool as well. So we'll keep this all aside for now. This is the case, that's the phone. So let's put the phone in the case and see how it works out. There you go, guys. Pretty straightforward. Like I said, it's my favorite category, TPU gel cases. Very easy to put on, and definitely will save you a few quid if you're looking for a decent case. And the good thing is it doesn't add much weight to the phone. The very slim form factor, I like that. I tell you what, the phone is quite light. If I remember correctly, I think it's around 170 odd grams in weight, which is just slightly bit heavier than the S20 and a little bit more heavier than the Xperia 5 Mark II, but still a very light phone, obviously a bit on the wider side. The width on this phone, if I remember correctly, is around 72 millimeters or thereabouts, so it's a bit more wider than the Xperia 5 Mark II and the S20. I think S20 is around 69 millimeter, but still this feels fairly comfortable even with the case put on. So like I said, let's put the phone away and let's see what else do we get in the box. So we got this type C to type A USB cable. This is, by the way, a very special thick cable for fast charging. So let's get the cable out. It's a very thick cable here, as you can tell, and type C on this end obviously, and then you got the type A on this end, and it's thick because it supports extremely fast 65 watt charging. Now this is the charging brick, massive in size, one of the biggest charging bricks I've ever seen, and it says here super watt charging, and not looking that bad. A well made 3-pin UK plug. So let's have a look, and if we can find out the voltage and everything else here. You can see output 5 volt 2 amp, then 10 volt here, 10 watt here as well, or 10 volt 6.5 amp, max 65 watt it says here, max. And that's why this is a very powerful charger, and I would not suggest it using with any other phone because of the extreme powers this charger can obviously output. Even though there are safety checks in place, fuse inside the phone, fuse inside the adapter, it can control the amount of voltage coming out, but still I would advise against using this adapter with any other phone. Okay, what else do we have? We got earphones. Oh, that's good for a change. On the Xperia 5 Mark II there were no earphones, but obviously then we got that with a free pair of noise cancelling Sony headphones. By the way, this phone also comes with Bang & Olufsen Bluetooth wireless headphones. You have to go online and claim it. Once you receive the phone, you receive a pamphlet. It will clearly explain you what you have to do. Go onto their website and enter the reference number of the phone, unique order number, and once you have successfully put your claim in, you will receive the headphones from Bang & Olufsen in the next few weeks. Okay, so now let's have a quick look at the phone now that we have put everything else away. And I'll tell you what, let's remove the case on the bottom. That's the easiest way to remove it. There we go. So the case is also now away, and this is the Oppo Reno 4 Pro 5G. Oh, very long name. It takes time to get used to the actual name, but still a very elegant, nice galactic blue color. 6.5 inches AMOLED screen, so the screen should be really nice. Let's turn this on whilst we talk about the specs. And the phone, like I said, comes with 256 gigs of storage and along with 12 gigs of RAM, so fantastic. It's by the way a full HD plus screen. It gives you around 400 ppi of density, 89.5% screen to body ratio. Overall looking quite good, and the good thing is it's not as heavy, around 170 grams mark, which is again fantastic. And on top of that, this is 5G ready. Once again guys, do not confuse this handset with the Oppo Reno 4 Pro released in India and the Far East. That's the one with Snapdragon 720G chipset. This is the international variant of the Oppo Reno 4 Pro 5G with the Snapdragon 765G, along with 12 gigs of maximum RAM and 25 gigs of storage. Okay, so now this has come up guys. Let me get through the basic setup very quickly, and I'll be back in just a moment. Whilst I was configuring, I thought let me share something really important with you. This phone, by the way, is now connected to my Wi-Fi, and it supports 2.4 gigs and also 5G as well, both standards of Wi-Fi, which is fantastic for a mid-range chipset, so not looking too bad. Next, intelligently select the best Wi-Fi. Yes please, that is fantastic. To mobile network if need be. Next. Okay, so here we are. Welcome to Color OS. This is the skin for the Oppo phones. Realme, which is also a sub-brand of Oppo, uses the same Color OS as well. So let's get started. There we go. Carry location services, new phone, all the messages coming up. So let's increase the volume. There we go. Like I said to you earlier in the video, this phone has got stereo speakers, the top earpiece acting as the second speaker and a bottom firing speaker. So I'm very keen to find out how good is the quality, and this is where the added value for money might kick in, for this being 699 pounds sterling in the UK. So those small little things here, the curved AMOLED screen, 90 Hz refresh rate, dual speakers, big massive 4000 milliamp battery, 12 gigs of RAM, and all of that kind of stuff hopefully will have added value, even though in this time and age you can get all of this, in fact more, from phones like the OnePlus 7T or the OnePlus 8 for less price than that. But still, in the mid-range, Oppo has got a certain reputation, especially with the cameras, and we discussed about earlier the ultra night mode as well, which we will check out later in the next few videos to come in the next few days and weeks. So we'll find that out. So first of all, let's remove auto brightness and let's make it to full brightness. So here we go, full brightness now. But the first thing that I'm seeing straight away is how easy it was for me to remove auto brightness from the slide down menu here. Instead of me going into settings, going to display like you've often seen me in my videos, straight away I was able to pull it down just like that, and then tap on this to get automatic brightness off or on, and then increase the brightness to maximum. So this is once again intuitive interface. I like Color OS. It's been a while since I had a Color OS phone. It's been a good few years. I've seen quite a few phones over the years. I've been playing with some of my friends who've bought Oppo phones over the years, but never had the chance to own an Oppo phone properly in the last 3-4 years. I did buy one, own one for a year, but that was a while ago. Now I'm very keen to find out how Color OS has improved over the last few years, and see how fast, how intuitive, how smooth it is with the latest Android 10 installed on this phone. So display and brightness, and let's see if we can get the screen time off to at least 2 minutes, because it keeps switching off. In fact, let's make it 5 minutes instead. There we go. Always on display, and let's see if we are on at the moment the refresh rate. There we go. The refresh rate, as you can tell, is auto selected, so automatically selects the optimum refresh rate when it has to, or you can keep it on to 90 Hz. I tell you what, or 60 Hz. I will keep it on 90 Hz because we've got a massive battery, and 90 Hz is becoming more of a norm these days on even basic phones like the Realme 6 Pro and the Realme 7, I think 7 or 7 Pro, one of them has got, I think it's the 7, it's the opposite this time. It's not the Pro which has the higher refresh rate, it's the 7, and again, it was a very strange decision by Realme when they released their latest Realme 7 series. Anyway, so 90 Hertz refresh rate here on this phone permanently, and this is how I'll be testing the battery in the next days and weeks to come. So interesting, looks quite fast, quite smoothly so far. Fairly responsive, and the animations are quite nice. I'm sure if you remove the animations, it will get even more quicker, but for now, not looking too bad. So let's see if I can go into sounds and see if we can just quickly test the speaker on this sound. There we go. No, sorry, I'm on screen recording. Touch sounds. There we go. So let's get into touch sounds. There we go. Now Now you can hear me tapping on the screen, which is fantastic. And also now, whilst we're here, let's also test the sound. Let's get into YouTube and go for a track from NCS. That would probably give us a better idea, because the speakers on this phone are stereo and it's a slightly bigger phone, bigger frame overall. So I'm hoping that this will allow us to test the speakers properly. There you go, NCS. Let's try this out. Okay, also let's see if I can turn on the screen orientation, auto rotate. There we go. So far it looks very easy, intuitive. Like I said, it's been a while since I had an Oppo phone, so let's have a look and see. Skip ads. There we go. So let's keep it on max volume. I tell you what, the speakers definitely sound very powerful. I could even feel the bass as well, which is fantastic. So this will definitely be going against, I think, something like this, for instance, the Samsung Galaxy S20. This phone has also got extremely powerful speakers. So I'll be doing a comparison video between the Reno Pro 5G and the Samsung Galaxy S20 and see which sounds better. Now this is obviously a mid-range phone, but the added value has to be justified for it to be competing with flagships like the Samsung Galaxy S20, which you can get even for cheaper now, as brand new, than the Oppo Reno 4 Pro 5G. So let's have a look around the phone then. So looking on the right hand side, this is where we got the power button. You can turn the phone on and off. The phone also has, I think, an optical fingerprint sensor, which I haven't configured just now. Obviously we'll do it later, maybe in the next upcoming few videos, and we'll talk about in more detail. Now this button has got a slight bit of texture on it. I can feel it, and also you can see this green bit here, the color here is quite nice. So as you can see, let me bring it closer to the camera. There we go. You can see that green bit in there, which is a good touch. I like that. Oppo have a green logo, so I can see the sense why they want this green color to be filled in this power button. At the back we got three main camera modules. We've got the 48 megapixel sensor with an f1.7 aperture, also along with a 13 megapixel telephoto lens and a 12 megapixel ultra wide lens. So it'll be interesting to see how these cameras perform. In the next days and weeks to come, I'll be uploading some video samples in 4K in 1080p. We will test the camera out and see how it performs, especially that ultra wide night mode they were advertising earlier. But it's got nice smooth finish, matte finish, quite nice. If I remember correctly, the phone has Gorilla Glass 6 at the back and also at the front, which is fantastic touch. Again, the added value being a mid-ranger, they've given it the best possible Corning Gorilla Glass they could purchase, which is obviously 6, like I said. So back and front both are 6 as well. So not looking too bad so far. Looking up here, then you got the antennas and you got the noise cancellation mic. On the left hand side, this is a bit more busier, as you can tell. So this one has got the volume rockers here, antennas here as well. And I'm trying to find out where does the actual SIM go. So looking at the bottom, so this is your SIM tray, of course, along with the Type-C USB and this bottom firing speaker, also looking quite nice. So not looking too bad. So all in all, quite slim, smart, elegant, curved AMOLED screen, 90 Hertz. I think it's got the optical fingerprint sensor in there as well, if I remember correctly. Also looking at the front, this is the selfie camera up there, guys, as you can tell. And this is, by the way, apparently a 32 megapixel selfie camera. I never understand why OEMs give such high megapixels to selfie cameras. I think, in my opinion, as long as you got a decent 12 to 16 to maximum 20 megapixel sensor and you put the right post-processing algorithms in, there should be good selfies coming out. There's no need for a 32 megapixel selfie camera. However, obviously they've given it to you, that's fine. Also, I can see now, I've just picked up, as we look on the phone, there's a pre-applied screen protector, which is again a fantastic effort. I like that, again, saving you money. OnePlus phones have been doing it for a while, which is great. My Samsung Galaxy S20 also came along with the screen protector, and that's why it's got so many scratches on it. and the screen remains protected, but the screen protector has been taking the hit for the past few months ever since I've been using the phone. So it's once again a very good approach by Oppo. The phone, by the way, has also got a big massive 4000 milliampere battery, and like we discussed earlier, 65-watt fast charging, and they're claiming that it will get to 100% in just over half an hour, I think around 35 to 36 minutes as advertised. But I would not be using that kind of charging for the longer spans, because it can be damaging for the battery from my experience of using so many phones over the years. So I will stick to normal regular charging on and off. If and when you require fast charging, at least the option is always there for you. So guys, this was my first impressions of the Oppo Reno 4 Pro 5G, the international variant with 12 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of storage, along with Snapdragon 765G, not the 720G in the Indian and Chinese version. So please do keep that in mind. So if you like my video, please give it a thumbs up. Any questions, please feel free to ask me in the comment section. And like always, please subscribe as it helps, and I shall see you in the next video.